You don't need to memorize grammar rules to speak better English. You just need stories. When you follow a story, your brain starts learning patterns, vocabulary, and sentence flow without you even noticing. That's the power of natural learning. So if this sounds like your kind of learning, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next story. We post one every day. The sun was warm over Isfahan. The sky stretched wide and clean above the ancient city, and the air carried the scent of fresh bread and roses. In the heart of it all stood Nakshi Jahan Square, a massive open space surrounded by grand mosques, palaces, and shops that whispered stories from long ago. Yusuf had wandered into the square early, before the real crowd arrived. He liked the stillness, the soft breeze moving across the stone ground, and the distant sound of a fountain echoing through the arches. He was not looking for anything. That was usually when things found him. His backpack was light. He had only a bottle of water, a notebook, and a pencil. He had promised himself to take it slow that day. No rushing, no maps, just following whatever pulled his attention. He walked past the Shah Mosque, its blue tiles glowing gently in the morning sun. He paused by a small bird that pecked at crumbs on the ground. He watched an old man pour tea behind a counter with movements so practiced they looked like part of a dance. Then, right in the middle of the square, Yusuf saw it. A coin. Not just any coin. It was large, flat, and looked old. Very old. It sat alone on a step near the fountain, shining as if someone had polished it that morning. People passed it by without seeing it. Children ran past, chasing each other, but none noticed the coin. Even a street cleaner brushed near it and moved on. Yusuf walked closer. The coin was made of metal that caught the light in a strange way. It was silver, but not like the silver of spoons or jewelry. It had a dull glow, like moonlight trapped in a disc. He picked it up. It was cool in his hand. Heavy, but not too heavy. There were marks on it. Not letters exactly, not numbers. Just shapes, like a mixture of stars and waves and tiny windows. He turned it over, and that was when he heard it. A voice. Not loud, not outside his body. It felt like a memory that didn't belong to him. It was telling a story, not in words, but in feelings and images. He saw a young boy, hundreds of years ago, walking across the same square. He saw camels resting in the shade. He saw women carrying water in clay pots. He saw traders from faraway lands shaking hands in the middle of the square. He saw colors, textures, and movements that felt older than anything he had ever imagined. And he felt something else. A quiet, peaceful curiosity. The kind that makes you want to ask questions, but also tells you it's okay if you never get the answers. Yusuf sat down on the steps near the fountain, the coin still in his hand. The square was now slowly filling with people, tourists, locals, school groups. But around him, time felt stretched. He closed his eyes, not to sleep, not to rest, just to see better. More images came. He saw a craftsman painting tiles with perfect precision. He saw a woman writing a poem on parchment by candlelight. He saw a child dropping the same coin while running through the market with warm bread in his hands. The voice never spoke in sentences. It just shared, as if the coin had absorbed moments and was now letting them out. Yusuf stayed there, not counting the minutes. And then, gently, the stream of memory ended. He opened his eyes. The coin in his hand no longer felt heavy. It felt familiar. He stood up, slowly. His knees were a little stiff. He looked around. No one had noticed. He walked to a quiet corner of the square and placed the coin on the stone ledge of a window. It didn't feel like his to keep. It had already given him something. A feeling, a sense of time. A connection to stories he would never fully understand. He left it there. As he walked away, he noticed a boy staring at the coin with a puzzled look. Yusuf smiled. He didn't know where he was going next, but for the first time that week, it didn't matter. His steps felt light. The breeze felt kinder, and the city around him seemed full of quiet voices, waiting for someone to stop and listen. He took out his notebook and began to write. Not about the coin exactly, but about the feeling of learning something without words. And as the call to prayer rose softly into the sky, Yusuf felt thankful, not just for the day, but for the fact that the world still had secrets like that. Secrets that found you when you weren't looking. By following Yusuf's quiet discovery in Isfahan, you practiced emotional storytelling, past tense, and descriptive language. You saw how English can be used to paint memories and invite feelings. You didn't need a grammar book. You just needed to pay attention to the story. So if this helped you, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell so you never miss another story. Now tell us, have you ever found something small that led to something big? Share your story in the comments. We're waiting to read it.